What up, yo? Why was the small child reading a survival book? I mean, I get it, but it's weird to me, you know? Kids should be reading books about dinosaurs and cool bugs, and now that one's awake and very scared. Now that we are plummeting. This must be a Delta flight. Normally the remote goes apeshit when that scene comes up. I must have been smart and turned vibration off this time. Either way. Oh no! We crashed! And that strange, creepy doctor fellow will never be seen again on this playthrough, likely. But that's the whole goal. Track him down, save our kid. I just never get to that part. Glitches or otherwise problems happen, I just get distracted. Tell the truth, I don't completely know if YouTube's gonna let us keep this one, but we will try. We seem to have crashed in a good spot. Main reason I don't know if YouTube's gonna let us keep this one is because of the cannibal boobies. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry, you will as soon as they arrive. Right now, and for the first bit of the game, your whole goal is just collect resources and build a good-ass shelter. The other side is just going to be that. How could I possibly get safety out here? Try the wild mushroom. For the record, never ever do that IRL. If you don't know if the mushroom is lethal or not, go ahead and just assume it is. I'm sorry, y'all. Real life, like, nature survival's a lot less Bear Grylls scaling waterfalls and much more, okay, does this look like something I've recognized? Am I hungry enough to try this? Because hunger also plays a key factor in survivability, y'all. There's a lot of foods that we can eat that you physically won't. Your body will spit it up. Like a petulant child, your body will go, bleh, no. No, mother. Not this one. But yeah. I'm not saying it's a good thing, I'm just saying it's a thing we fucking do as humans. For some reason, it's in our... It's just what we do. Now, if we get hungry enough, we'll eat damn near anything. I was hoping for... There we go. My inventory of stuff. Like I said, y'all, spoiler alert, I've played this game before. While I've never beaten it, I do kinda know the generality of what I need to do. First thing is build a shelter of any kind. This is one of the better ones, especially if... Oh yeah. The other side to this is just that. Now, the cannibals are very attracted to building. So, first thing you're going to want to do is construct everything. I don't know why I'm not auto-equipping the axe. First thing you're going to want to do is auto-construct and build everything away from your house. Or as much as possible. Right now, I don't know if you can hear it because I can barely hear it, but the Surf Times is covering the, I think it's Canadian Airlines that are striking right now. And just know, whichever country you're in, I side with the workers. Hands down, I side with the workers. And as Lance was pointing out, that's why I'm assuming it's Canada, because in the U.S. we give our airlines the power of gods. but when it comes to like Canada and ooh, see, we're not gonna get the, and we got armor, but I'm sorry y'all, I'm a little scatterbrained. But when it comes to strikes and all that, the reason I think it's Canada is he had mentioned that by the rule of law there, if it's the airline company's fault and the union's on strike and they can't fly because of a union issue, they have to provide you with, what is it they said? They have to provide you with reasonable transport. Meaning when they say, oh, we can't do that because blank reason, we'll just have to refund your flight. You can literally tell them, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. That really sucks. Rip on that. But you're going to need to go ahead and provide me with the agreed upon flight. I mean, we can't do that. Oh, I hear you. But you do work with other airline companies. I'm going to need you to go ahead and broker me a flight for the price you would refund that one for. Again, they might get hung up on the refunding it for the price. They might end up having to, you know, stiff you on that just a little bit. Oh. But regardless, they still will have to send you out on a flight, which will hurt their bottom line, which is a little bit of the point. Just a little bit of the point. Oh, are my structures destroyable? Because if they are, this won't work out. If they aren't, then hells yeah. Like I said, the first thing you gotta do when you land is to put up a defensible structure and build a place to sleep. Because most of the cannibals move overnight, and they will be attracted to what you're building, but it'll be an after effect to the... Also, always watch for the shiver. If it's a poisonous fruit or berry, then you're gonna... Like, these are good, little bitty mushrooms. But if it's a poisonous one, you'll take a few steps and your character does a weird little... The game's weird as far as violence goes, because there is violent parts in this. I mean, you're soon going to see most of my decorations are going to be skull and bone serial killer style lights. Not really by choice, a little bit by choice, but mostly because every other torch and lighting system, while good for defense and all that, they will eventually burn out and you have to feed more fuel into them. Whereas, putting your enemy skulls up on lamps, oh, like this. This is a good example of the violence. I wonder where the other passengers went. Also, knocking these down almost immediately alerts cannibals and whatnot to your area. So, while I would definitely say do it, clean up your mess every time you do, so it's less likely that they find you as quickly. The whole name of this first part of the game is dig in, build resources, get what you can get done. Ideally in such a way that you don't have to maintain it as much. Like, during this first part, I'm mostly drying rack for meats. Oh, and weird graphics thing, but for some reason the plane sinks. I don't know why it does that, but anything you put like over here, make it a torch, make it something that's essentially doesn't matter if you can grab it, because the plane might sink into it. I mean, I would bitch, but when I got this game, it was from an indie air quote studio, so I give them a lot more leeway than others just because, I mean, hell, this is probably 2 or 3 people making this. And it is still a really good, well-done game. It's a nice little indie builder that is complicated enough to make you feel like you're doing the survival, but not so complicated as to make you feel like, well, fuck, why don't I just goddamn go camping at this rate? And I'll remind everyone that this is the easiest non-peaceful setting. The game goes in order: normal, hard, hardcore, extreme, and then peaceful. And it's not cheeky about it, it's very cut and dry. Hardcore, well, normal, like I'm playing on, normal enemies, my health regenerates and degenerates based on food. I will get hungry, cold, thirsty, all that, but the enemies are matched to my level. Whereas hardcore, they are stronger than you, and most of the food will be poison food. And on extreme, well, I've never played that mode. I've heard that it's terrible. I trust what other people tell me sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes, you know. Ooh, that's dark. The other one is, remember that you're Survivor. This is meant to be played like a survival game, so play it as such. You're going to want to be as careful with them as you can. Try to move during the day. Try not to take the fight to the enemy when and where you can, but don't overburden yourself fighting the enemy in such a manner that you hurt yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made any goddamn sense to anybody but me, but as I said, it's just mostly a matter of working within what you got with what you got to make what you got. And it's like Minecraft, but with actual zombies, and you can't dig into anything. There are caves, and they do connect throughout the entire map, but that'll work. We'll cut through here, and then we'll cut the other one around with a doorway, and that should be sufficient to keep this entire area secure and buildable. Technically, most of the big guides would tell you to not stay near the flame. Honestly, I find it to be a useful resource. One, all resources near the flame will continue to regenerate. They just do. If you ever wind up in a situation where, damn, I wish I had alcohol and or soda and or free food item, then just log out, give it about 10 minutes, log in. The plane will have respawned alcohol bottles, pill bottles, and soda usually. But either way, it'll respawn the essentials that you'll need in the game. Huh. Not really a fan of that. Also, definitely do all your building in these first couple days, because after the first couple days, it just gets harder and harder to build. You're going to get hit with mutants, you're going to get hit, and you'll see what I mean by that. You're going to get hit with cannibals of a variety of types. You're going to run into hunger issues. All sorts of things can happen real quickly, too. Now there's a... There it is. This is your bestest friend in this game, the log sled. You can load bodies, or rocks, or logs, or sticks on it. Also, you can label it, so if you run into an area you really like, but you don't know if you'll remember, well, you can leave the log sled there, and you'll have a little colored marker depending on what color you make your bobsled. It's rather expensive, but believe it or not, bobsleds are actually cheaper stick-wise to build than any of the storage containers. And I don't remember which one it is. I want to say it's stone, but mine is one of the storage containers. The bobsled's the better option just because... I don't like you calling it bobsled. But the sled is one of the better options just because it's mobile. I mean, yes, an enemy mob can hit it and knock it into the ground, and then it gets really weird because you can't move it, but you can still use it at that point. But I'd argue it's still cheaper to build than a lot of the other storage containers. Plus, you can store a lot more on it than any of the other ones. But also, on the other side of that, if you're just like what I'm doing here, trying to clear cut and build a lot, move a lot of stuff, I'd suggest one of each of the key building materials and just color code the sleds accordingly. Also, this game, unlike Minecraft, there is no server, but the game does have one central map. You can look up a copy of it on the internet, and there's a variety of copies, but you will land in a new place each time you crash into this game. But it will always be the same island. The other half of the plane will always be in the same place. The helicopter will always be in the same place. So that's how I know basically where I'm at by landmarks, and that will be your main tool to learn in this game to really figure out your way around. You will get a map as soon as the cannibals take you once to the cave or you discover the cave. I technically think I could probably find the map down there. But remember, if you're going to go caving, that it is dangerous in multiple ways. One, this game's got real dark in it. Like, there's dark, and you just turn the games way up on your TV and you can see in the dark, ha. This game does not do that. This game relies on a different method of pixeling its dark. So when I tell you this game gets dark, I mean it's dark. You will find yourself stumbling at times in this game. That's why it's always better to go ahead and craft you a few torches where you're gonna be, and go ahead and craft you some stuff for around you. Because with the way this game does light, a simple torch that you carry in hand will not be sufficient to actually light up your area. Allow me to demonstrate. Also, it takes up your hand, so you cannot use your axe. With the torch, I can't really chop anything. I can build things, I can pick things up, but I can't do anything else. Also, the moment I put it away, it gets put out, which is a handy trick if you're needing that. The most useful weapon I've found in the entire game, the crafted club. Mostly useful because you can take the tree sap and teeth, or broken bottles, and make it an improved weapon. Outside of that, time to go ahead and put up our first torch and figure out where the hell... Oh, our house is over there. Well, let's wait on the first torch, because we need to take what we got left. and try to finish off that house. But the only downside to where we're at is I am not entirely sure if it will count as a running ground for these fellas. The other downside is there is no save point in this game until you build a shelter. So we might be stuck here until I finish that shelter. The other humongous downside to using your lighter is again the way this game does darkness. Now you go from barely able to see to not able to see. As I said, first thing you want to build is your tent structure or your temporary shelter. Second thing you want to build is your sled. I guess second thing you want to build is your fire in case it rains. And I would always suggest, unless you're building in an area you don't plan to return to, is building a fire pit. Because the big log fire is good for lighting up an area for a long period of time, but it will eventually burn out. The fire pit never burns out. Scary. Also in this game, until you get an area secured, like secured, it's not safe. Don't assume it's safe until you know it is. The other good thing to putting up your walls, though. Coins aren't really useful except for making explosives, and in that case they're real useful. If we finish the temporary structure, we might be able to go ahead and just sleep. It'll move the time from day to... oh good. Chip helps you make bombs, but if I can finish the shelter, it'll make it to where we can move on to the day. And of course it's going to be a pack of them. See, now the problem is where we're currently at in the game is if we fight them and lose, we will just be we'll be done. So now we're going to have to waste some supplies. Let's start by making a few Molotovs. We survived the first fight. Hell yeah. Now we just need to get some more sticks again and make a little fire. Alright, now we head back into where I was completely off by. This is why we had to get enough for a fire. The bodies might have already despawned, but we are going to want to build a fire in order to dry ourselves. So we found a good spot to build. I was going to pick right here. Oh good, they're still hanging around. That's cool. Now we're going to come on here, build fire pit, because it's the better option. And just remember that your fire pit can hurt you as well. Remember, this is a game on normal mode. Just trying to do too much, I think, is what my problem is. One more stick and a few more leaves. And now we start to take damage because we are so cold, we're actually getting hurt by it. So, on the bright side, this is one way to put off the cold, but it will destroy. Oh, and I'm being attacked. That was. And now we're done. I really do not care for this game when it chooses to be this difficult. Nope, that's our first kill. Or our first death, I should say. Good news is it appears that I have basically built the base on top of where they dropped me at. Possibly. We shall see. On the bright side, the only bright side of getting kidnapped by cannibals, I suppose. One, down here, most of the time, unless it's set on hard mode, they don't really come down. It's a good place to gather yourself and take a second. Secondly, we now get the map. We can actually start. Oh, that's weird. Normally they stick you over in the upper corner. We get the map and the compass. Downside, our base, because we did not finish our bed, is not set on the map yet. We're just going to have to get out of here and work our way up there, following the sign of the build. For that, we'll look for our little build icon. Also, somewhere in one of these caves, I'll have to find it again, there's a flashlight. My lord, how wonderful the flashlight is in this game. At least in comparison to the lighter, the not Bic brand Bic lighter. Oh yeah, I forget, once you get bacon, you're basically drained. So get yourself something to eat, hydrate with whatever you got, and then you'll quickly start to regain health. I am getting turned around in the darkness of this cave. First bed and or tent we get to, we will go ahead and save, and then start trying to locate our build camp later. Yes, there are lots of other sites in this game. Quite a few of them, like tents and things like that, you'll be able to save that in between. Rags are the greatest thing in this game. They are the diamonds of this game. Because you can use them for a whole bunch of different things. And they are just very fun to have. Where? Ah, that way. The lake is the best place to build on if you get there early. Just because if you can get there and build early enough, there's a lot to be done at the lake. It's a good source of food. It's very close to all the villages. And this right here is typically where I build at. Over in that far corner there. Oh. Yeah, for some reason I'm just... Normally I do better with this game, y'all. Maybe it's just adjusting to the new screen. It's been a while since I've actually played it. And if you're careful, you'll come up before they see you. Like if you notice, there's about 2 or 3 of them kneeled over there by the rock. If you move quickly and quietly enough, you can slip by them before being noticed. Are my build sites on the map, maybe? No, huh? Fuck. Well, that's no good. Okay, a couple pills. The red bar is your health bar. Area 2 I typically build in. Because there's a good cave connection over there. Oh, I know there... Is that it? I know there are tents around here some frickin' where. If not, then by now I should have enough leaves. I hope. If I ever find my freaking house again. Alright, nope, this is just all the way around to the front of the island again. Hello, hello, dear viewer. Bye. And now, if I'm not careful, this is going to suck. Good news is, no sharks this close. Bad news is, this is going to be a bit of swimming. Another good news to the bad news, if I don't die in the process of this, it'll pop me up right there near a boat that I can save on. What up, that wolf guy? I didn't intend for this to be a swimming simulator, but that's what this is basically turned into. This is the forest, and as soon as we get to a save point, we will be saving and getting out. Oh, the best laid plans. There's a base somewhere that I have started on, but got attacked by cannibals in the night, did not have a light source, so had to run, and then landed up here while trying to get back. Good news is that sandbar means we're at the halfway point. Bad news is, it's only the halfway point. Maybe I can get lucky and get up on the actual cliff side from here. Maybe not. Yeah. Oh no, wait till you see the enemies in this one. They're very odd. Nice. Alright, somewhere through here I should be able to climb up. Maybe at the rock slide. And now we have to be more stubborn than the game. This is when that Skyrim mountain climbing comes in handy. Good. We're not going to waste more time than we got to. Here we go. This is that riveting content. That's why I always choose things like the forest. What's bad is this game is very, like, nerve-wracking as far as the situations you'll get stuck in and all sorts of other things. The downside is like, if I wanted to reset here, I really couldn't. If I drown myself, there's no restarting the game. It's just game over, start new. If I make it to the island, I've wasted so many game hours getting over, well, not to the island, but if I make it over to the other part of the mainland, I've wasted so long in getting there. But there's no safety net, there's no getting up, you know? Yeah, you get it, you get it. It's like if you got down to bedrock and then realized, oh shit, I had to run from something, and now you're lost with no picks. I mean, yeah, you can get out. You can dig out through punching. It's just gonna take forever. Oh, thank God, that's the shoreline there. We're almost there. Keep swimming. I said, it's one of those things that you can do it and get away with it. Hell, on one of the playthroughs for the PlayStation 3 on this game, I actually built a dock from that beach all the way to the other beach because I wanted to have a good ring around the island before I tried to clear cut it. I was very upset with the forest at that time. I thought the forest, fuck you, I'll make you the not the forest thing. But yeah, you can do all sorts of things in this game, some of which you're like, but why can't I? And then other things that you just can't do, and you're sort of stuck on the, but why can't I? But we're almost there, I think. And if I die in the last second, I'm going to be so frustrated. The red bar is my health, the blue is overall stamina. The little one that keeps vanishing, that should be a light blue color, is a energy or actual. Oh, fuck me, it was the middle ground. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I hate it. Okay, we're gonna make it though. That's the other thing this game does that just frustrates the unholy fuck out of me. Why is it that you don't give me a save function? I have to... Okay, we are there, because there's a boat. I have to find a bed or build a bed to save. I can't just save the game. Which I get in the sense of, oh, it adds a sense of urgency. And come out here to build unless I build a bunch of temporary structures. It's a risk of the entire game. But at the same time, it's like, that back there could have been a moment where I save and come back when I feel like dealing with the swimming simulator. Or before I had to fight through the night, I could have just saved and then come back when I was in the mood to fight in a pitch black area. I don't know, just random bitching. It is, believe it or not, a good game. I just didn't mean to showcase all the worst parts of it all at once. The boat's one of those things you're supposed to find later in the game. Not really that much later, but like day 2 or 3. It's got a good amount of ropes, which you can use for a bunch of different build projects and crucial things. And it's got the first clues to where we're at. Being creepy, severed head on the table. And a missing child. Not our child. I don't know if y'all can see that better than me, but it's a clue to the next area to go to. And oxygen tanks. Also, a cassette tape. And yay! A bed and save point. Sleeping, even in this horrific of an environment. Oh, look at that. My other saves did survive. We're going to save over here. That way that save is protected and we get our own very own little save. But yeah, the game's a bit dark. That's why I was surprised YouTube let me play it. I'm going to continue and come back to it, but it's one of those games that you kind of got to pace yourself on. Just because it's very... I don't want to say boring. Boring is not the correct adjective for this. It's got some good scenery, some real, like... The horror is real on your first playthrough. But this is not my first playthrough, so it's like, you know... But we will come back in just a moment. I'm going to go refill my coffee cup. And we're going to hit up some more Cult of the Lamb and try to free some of those deities. Since we only got that for a few more days. And then, we'll be back after that for some Minecraft. We will not lose Minecraft even if we lose the, even if we lose the PlayStation subscription, which we might be losing here in a few days for a short bit. Even if we do that, we will still have Minecraft, we will still have quite a few games. We'll just lose Cult of the Lamb and a few of the other, like, freebies from PlayStation. Which is why I've been playing the crap out of it in preparation to possibly losing it. Either way, we'll see y'all over there, that wolf guy. For anyone that's watching in the future, I'm sorry, I promise the streams normally go better than this. And we will, oh good, the sun's setting, perfect timing. We will see y'all then. Bye for now.